Hi everyone, this is Jonathan from LCD Glue. I'm just making a video for people who just purchased a manual LCD separator. Just going to go through the basic functions, how to set it up and actually use it for your very first time. So this machine's pretty basic. It is a manual one, not automatic, and it does have a built-in vacuum on the inside. Setting it is pretty easy. There's not very many buttons to actually set the temperature, and the only real two temperatures that most people use is around like 80°C and 90°C sometimes. With Samsung, sometimes you can run low like 70°C, which would be okay. You don't want to burn the polarizer. Samsungs are a little bit more delicate than iPhones, but it's all up to you. You want to plug your device into a surge protector if you can, but it does have a built-in fuse, and on the inside there's an actual replacement if this ever blows on you. It does come with one replacement inside of that cube there, and then the regular one's on the front. Just make sure that's in there. Plug it in. There's your on button. Now it's on. Now I already had this machine on a little bit before taking some pictures, and it's already climbing up to my set temperature. But if you're new, you want to see how to use this, what you want to do is hit set, and then the blinking number is what your setting is, what your desired setting is actually. Hit set, and then I'm going to do a Samsung, so I want to go a little bit low. And hopefully this is OEM, because if it's not, you have to go a little bit hotter. Samsung, you can hit set or you could hit enter, and that will go to the temperature. It's above what I wanted, so it'll just cool down. This is the start button for the internal vacuum. It's not that loud. You always want to use this rubber mat. It helps protect the LCD from actually breaking and helps stop a lot of leaks. Just make sure to line those up. A good trick to do here is to actually tape a broken glass with actual packing tape, or you can use like Kapton tape or whatever. This way it reduces any kind of leaks, because once the glass starts separating, you could actually start losing suction and you'll lose grip. So this will stop all that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The vacuum will pull down the rest of it. Now, when you lay these down, make sure there's no glass underneath, or you can actually bend your LCD and crack it. So if there's any remaining shattered glass from your previous job, just make sure you're wiping everything off. You don't want to break it for something silly like that. Now, the machine does sound a lot different when it has a good tight hold on the actual LCD. That sounds like it's really good, and then here's the sound. Like if there's a leak, or that if it doesn't even have a hole that good. Now the main point, or I should say that why it's so important not to have a leak is while you're cutting, you're doing a lot of pulling on the object, and it'll come off and it'll get really frustrating. Some people like to use like the nunchucks, or they'll use like a tool in another hand. I pretty much just do it this way. I hold the wire on here and then I wrap it a few times. And if it's cutting into your skin, you're probably not using enough heat, or you don't have enough experience. It's kind of hard to describe that. It takes a while to learn how not to, I don't know how to say this, but it took a while. Now I could do it like this and it doesn't even bother me. Anyway, let's, whoa. That piece is broken. To start on these, you always want to start on a corner. And this feels like this has already been refurbished actually. So when it's already been refurbished, it's a lot harder to cut. And when it's a lot harder to cut, I do longer strokes. Because if you see, there's a lot of movement here. Just go slow and steady. If it's really hard to cut, you could raise the temperature and let the unit heat up a little bit. That way the ochre that's holding it or whatever is melted a little more. But I don't seem to be having trouble. I just lengthened my arms for a wider cut. It seems to work. Been doing it for a while now. And when you get up to connectors up here, you always want to make sure that you're completely flat, because if you snag the flex connector, you'll break the touch or the LCD connector and then you're screwed. So here's my first pass. That's definitely aftermarket. Usually the OEMs will just pop right off. And especially if I have to do another cut, this feels definitely like it's been redone already. Just want to give it a few passes until it releases. Don't ever pull up on it. Don't ever bend it. And don't get too don't lose focus at the end there and let the wire snag that cable. This is almost done. You just want to, and then, nope. All right, there we go. That's good. Oh wow, yeah. That's definitely aftermarket. Somebody's redone this with ochre. You see that? It's really sticky. And it just, the texture is just, it says it all. By the way, this is S4, I believe. S4 LCD. And that's how it's done. Aftermarket ones that have been already redone are a lot harder to cut and a lot harder to learn on, but it's not impossible. And then there's the reason for the tape. Without the tape, it would have shattered and it would have leaked through and the vacuum would have lost and I would have been resetting like 10 times. So I hope this video has been useful. Hope you learned something new or learn how to actually use the machine. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.